All right, y'all. Here we are once again. Uh, and our favorite queen never disappoints. Always has something to say. Uh, we're gonna check out and see what we can learn from what she says today. She says that relationships with men don't work. Now, this is the same lady that's saying. This is the same lady that's saying, "Oh, I don't push lesbianism, but relationships with men will never work." You see what I'm saying? It's just a disingenuousness. So, hey, I mean, I don't have no problem, man. Just say, hey, we pushing lesbian heaven. Okay, so you pushing lesbian heaven. So push it, right? We don't have no issue with that, right? That's not our it's not our job to decide whether that's right or wrong, right? We're only here to tell you how, try to give you tools to have your life be better. If that's gonna help you, well then, hey, that's a personal decision that we all have to make. How we gonna express ourselves sexually, right? As long as we don't break the law, right? All right. So here's the queen maker. She says, why relationships with men don't and won't ever work, right? But I'm not pushing lesbianism. Okay. All right. Here we go.
It's your girl, the Queen Maker. Only showing my face when it's something worth saying. Today I'm about to show you exactly the reason why your relationships with men just don't work and ain't never gonna work. First and foremost, there's a difference between a partnership and a relationship. Remember this post when everybody thought Lil Bow Wow was crazy? He said, I don't want a relationship. They hold you back. I want a best friend I can sleep with, make love to, hustle with, get money with, travel, shop with, club with, live life with. I want a partner in crime, a life partner. Someone that I can laugh with and build with. A woman I'm not afraid to lose because I know they'll always be there. Relationships are played out, but a partnership I'll take. And then this response came, I don't want a salad. I just want lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, shredded carrots, a little boiled egg, and an Italian vinaigrette. Salads are overrated, but a shredded vegetable medley I'll take. It was funny because people thought, one, that this is what relationships are, and two, that Bow Wow just thought he was being deep, when in actuality, Bow Wow was all the way on point. And the chick who...
All right. Here's our first little bump in the road, right? So you're gonna take Lil Bow Wow, and he's going to be now the standard for what men that are trying to live a righteous life is stand by, right? He's now his thinking process, an admitted drug addict, right? Admitted drug addict and admitted sex fiend is he's the standard by which men are going to be judged by, right? He's the one that's the standard. So we're going to extrapolate. That's like I can tell you that the Queen Maker is one of the best at the extrapolation, right? So this one guy is now just like she did for Charleston White. Charleston White speaks for all black men. Oh, really? Okay. And anybody he don't speak for, they're the exception to the rule, right? But in reality, man, it's the men you selecting. You're selecting guys like Bow Wow. You're selecting guys like Charleston because you're sexually turned on by them. You're sexually attracted to them. The guys that the lames that you're not attracted to are not doing this, but you're not attracted to the lames, right? You want somebody that's gonna have all that bad boy energy. Well, if you want the bad boy energy, a lot of stuff comes with the bad boy energy, as opposed to bringing out the male energy, masculine energy in a man. Because see, this is why I'm saying you don't know how to do that. The only way you know how to do it is with your body. You don't really know how to do it with your spirit and your mind and your soul. You don't. and then by the time you finally decide that, hey, I want a decent man, you put yourself out the game. You price yourself out the game. So, but this is the Queen Maker. And the Queen Maker says, "Oh, I'm not pushing lesbianism. I'm not trying to drag you into lesbian heaven. Oh no, I'm not trying to take you to lesbian heaven. But you're never going to have a good relationship with men ever." Well, what's the alternative, right? Oh, so this is what she'll say as well. Oh, well, that doesn't mean you have to be with women. You can be by yourself. Okay. How many people want to be by themselves? Well, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it. All right, let's go, y'all. Let's go.
Responded was actually the Delulu one. So let me give you the definition of relationship, and we're going to do a little bit of illustration. Relationship, the way in which two or more concepts, objects, or people are connected, or the state of being connected. That's critical. I'm going to tell you why that's critical. Because in chemistry, you have a concept called diffusion. Everything is energy. Diffusion is the movement of molecules from a high concentration to a low concentration. This is critical when speaking about relationships.
What does diffusion have to do with male-female relationships? All right, well, I guess we're going to see. Clarence, shut up. Clarence, shut up. You just don't know. Clarence, have you read all of her books? Clarence, have you seen all of her videos? You see all her videos on all her pages. Have you seen all of her videos? Every second of her videos that you can talk. I spent a little time in a couple physics classes. I know what diffusion is. All right, let's continue on and let's find out what diffusion has to do with male-female relationships.
The key word in relationship is connected. Connect or connection. In a relationship, what happens is you end up connecting a cord between two people. And typically...
Wait a minute. What cord? What cord? You don't need a cord. What cord? Anybody ever had a cord connected to them besides a slave? I mean, when you in relationships are everywhere, right? You can have a relationship, right? You can have that's called a one night stand. You can have a relationship with somebody for one night, right? But I think I'm going to step out on a limb. I'm gonna assume she's talking about long-term relationships, right? But there's no cord. There's no physical cord. That's what I mean to say, and I think that's what she means to say. Is there's an invisible cord, right? There's an attraction, right? We have an attraction for each other, right? I think that's what she's trying to say. But let's move on. Let's continue.
There is a void, a hole that each person has that this cord is able to be connected through. Going back to the concept of diffusion, there is typically a higher concentration in one individual as opposed to the other. If you understand the biological program of the male, you would understand that his chromosome Y is a degenerate X, missing several genes that the X does have. This is critical because this makes males codependent by nature. If you listen to men, they will let you know that they would like to feel needed. To be needy is to be codependent because you have void.
Okay. All right. So the queen says, hey, the queen maker says, hey, to you codependent because you're a male, right? Now, by nature, right? I will agree with that to an extent. I will say the male has to have something to do. Men weren't made to be cared for. Men are made to work. Men were made to work. So I will say that men have to have a job, have to have something to do, right? Men are not like a woman where a woman can be, cared for. I don't think that's good, where you just have a woman sitting around looking good. To me, that's a bad idea. But women can get away with that in the society, you know, but not men. Man has to be earning, doing something. You got to be doing something to validate yourself as a man. So I will say that. Now, codependency, maybe we have a tendency to want to work to care for other people. We have a tendency to want to take care of other people, to make sure to maintain them, to make sure that we take care of them. And so, yeah, I think we do. We have a thirst for it, to be dependent on and needed. We want to be needed and loved, and yeah, we want that. So I would agree with her with that. Now, is it a toxic codependency? I don't agree with that. But some people can make it toxic, right? Just like some women have a toxic codependency. But I will say that men are usually, I would say, definitely have a codependency to a degree, where they are made to care for others. Men are made to care for others, to maintain others, and try to create systems of not only luxury, but just systems of sanitation, things that are just moved so that people can live better. Men are usually want to do that and willing to step out on the line to do that. You usually see men on those 100, 30, 40, 50 story skyscrapers, trying to make those things happen. I'm not saying women don't do it, but typically it's men doing stuff like that. It's typically men, building waterways, building sewage, building building electrical poles, electrical lines, typically. So yes, men are codependent, and they do that because they want to see people live a better life. So yeah, men are a little bit codependent. I will say that.
Voids that have to be filled. When women remain in a codependent state, seeking love outside of themselves, they open up themselves to allow a cord to be connected to them.
Wait a minute. We all looking for love outside of ourselves. We are looking to connect to other people. That's the only time you're really alive, is when you're connecting to other people. If you just sit around by yourself and you cut yourself off from everyone, you're not really alive, right? You're sitting by yourself, right? I forgot which laws are 48 laws of power. One of those laws says don't cut yourself off from everyone. When you do that, you isolate yourself. That's going to be a problem for you, right? But here she's saying, hey, isolate yourself from everyone, right? Even Bow Wow, hey, I don't want a relationship, right? Bow Wow says, I don't want a relationship. I want a partner. Kid is crazy, right? The kid is crazy. Why would you want a partner? I mean, why? You should. I'm talking about in a romantic relationship. You want, they can be a partner, but what you want is someone who can help you bring the best out of you as a man, and you can bring the best out of them as a woman. That's what you want. And we could use semantics. Oh, well, that's not a relationship. That's just okay, but it was basically semantics, right? Right? I mean, if women, I think everyone is codependent. If women weren't codependent, they wouldn't be wanting to get married so much, right? Not all women want to get married. I know not all women want to get married. I'm not saying all women shouldn't get married. Just like all men shouldn't get married. There's some men that shouldn't be married. There's some women that should not be mothers. There's some men that should not be fathers. Yeah. You and me, we gotta find those people and weed them out of our lives. We can be friendly with them, but we can't get romantic with them. If we want children, if we want certain things out of life, why would you connect up with somebody who doesn't want those same things just because they look good or they good in the bedroom? Both of those things will eventually they'll eventually run out. Then what? Then what? So you need to be connected to the spirit of the person. The spirit. And their spirit, you need to make sure that their spirit, they are plugged into the God, or they plugged into something of positive that reflects positive energy. Right? They're working on another unit over here. But if you're not, what's gonna happen? See, this lady's trying to tell you, hey, look, man, men have a void in them. They do. We men, we're born with a void in us because we want to bring stability to the people that we care about. So we're born with that void. We're born wanting to fill that void to be able to take care of our loved ones. Yes, I will agree with that one. I will agree with that. It's not a negative thing. It's a positive thing. It drives us to go get educated. It drives us to go get skills. It drives us to go get knowledge so that we can hopefully take care of ourselves and our families. And in doing so, we can do it on a mass scale to have the most amount of people in the safest environment. Right? And even we can get it to the point where we can introduce luxury to the society, right? We can introduce luxury. What's luxury? Luxury is things on top of your basic needs being met. Now you can have luxury. You can have things that are unnecessary, but they're definitely the finer things, right? But they ain't necessary. You don't need the Maserati. But hey, you can afford it, you can get it, right? It's there. People actually making that kind of car. That kind of luxury, right? Out here we got a place called the Wilshire Corridor. Nothing but luxury condos and townhouses up here on Wilshire Boulevard. Hey man, I don't know, maybe $40,000, $50,000 a month just to live there. That's just to live there. That's not the amenities, none of that, the HOA, none of that. That's just to have a box that you can open the door. You got a box and 2 bedrooms. But it would be considered a luxury living space, right? So we have to think about these things like this, but when we talk about that, but of course, the queen maker is going to put her spin on it. Now, what I wish she would do is say, this is my opinion. All of this is my opinion. But she never does that. She always comes like it's a fact, right? I got a background in, what did she say? I got a background in microbiology. Okay. Okay. What does that got to do with male-female relationships? When you keep pookie picking and then you try to put it all on the men, right? Hey, y'all. Hey, since I'm incompetent and I can't pick other than pookies, therefore the whole well is all the men are bad because I can't. Me and other women like me, we pookie pickers. We cannot select men that are good men. We cannot find those kind of good men because we don't attract those kind of men because the energy we have turns those kind of men off. Therefore, there ain't no good men out there. Right? Only kind of men we can attract is the ones that want to do us wrong, right? Instead of asking the question, why am I attracting men? The only type of men that are interested in me are the ones that want to do me wrong. What am I projecting out there that attracts those type of men? No. It's just all the men, right? And of course, any man that that's any halfway decent, right? You're the exception to the rule. You're the exception to the rule, right? Well, when you're a classic pookie picker, man, you got to have a lot of different excuses why things are the way they are, right? You have to you have to take the accountability off yourself, right? So you're gonna have to say, oh, okay, well, it's not me, it's not the pookie picking that I'm doing. Oh, no, that's not it. I even though I'm a consistent pookie picker, right? I'm like Mary J. Blige. I got story after story after story after picking the wrong guy, the wrong guy, the wrong guy, the wrong guy, right? And it ended horribly, right? Shout out to Mary J. Blige. I ain't never seen a sister singing so many sad songs. Holy smokes. But hopefully that sister get her life together, man. But anyway, yeah, man. So I think there's what do you call that? Codependency on both sides. But hey, man, let's listen to the Queen Maker. She's the quote unquote expert, right? She's teaching classes at she's teaching college courses, right? How to get into lesbian heaven, right? Okay, so let's see.
Of diffusion, what will happen is the more concentrated the energy is in her will begin to move to the less concentrated area. One of the characteristics of life, which is biology 101, is a living organism must maintain homeostasis, which means maintain a balance. So the reason for diffusion of energy moving from a more concentrated area to a lower concentrated area is to attempt to maintain homeostasis. The unfortunate reality is that the male's codependent nature is a bottomless pit that never ends. So when
You're right. A man is always going to be looking to take care of people until he's dead. That's true. That is true. I will give her that. Now she's talking a little bit. She's making a little bit of sense here. Now, if you notice, what she's not saying is the bottomless pit that women are. Women are a bottomless pit most of the time in as far as giving your time, energy, money, efforts. Typically, they are a bottomless pit, right? Especially the wrong women. I'll say that. Let me rephrase that. The wrong woman is a bottomless pit. The right woman is not going to be a bottomless pit, right? That's what you're here for. That's what we're here for as men, to invest our time, money, and energy and efforts into a good woman. That's what we're here for. It's the bad women that waste your time, waste your resources, waste your efforts. You know what I mean? Break you over the coals. And that's what she's not addressing here. If you notice, hey, women, you guys are perfect. Come on over here to lesbian land. Hey, see, in lesbian land, lesbian heaven, nobody's gonna waste your time over in lesbian heaven. Oh, they're not? No. Oh, okay. I say go. I just say stop lying. Just tell you, hey, look, I'm pushing the lesbian program. This is what I'm pushing. This is the benefits to the lesbian program. Okay, just say that. Let people decide off the rip what they want to do, as opposed to, this type of stuff right here, right? Some truth to it, but not the whole truth. See, if I want to get something, I want the whole truth. Don't tell me some of the truth. Just tell me the whole truth. There's a fish out there, man. There's a fish out there that's poisonous, but it's a delicacy. But it's only a delicacy after it's been very cleaned and it's been prepared a certain type of way. But don't tell me I can just take that fish home and fry it and eat it. No, I can't. See, you got to tell me the whole truth. The whole truth. Otherwise, you're going to put some people in trouble here. So far, I would say, she's telling enough half-truth where it could make a little sense, right? Enough half-truth. She's not telling the females telling about females where they also have issues that they need to deal with. Now, I've seen her address females on certain videos. So I'm not gonna say she's always like that, but I'm telling them about this particular video. She's not addressing that issue, right? Okay, let's move on. The Queen Maker says that relationships with men will never work. I guess she means romantic relationships. Is she talking about business relationships? Talking about everything, right? Or is she? I don't know. Right? Should we as men adopt that same philosophy and not hire women? Right? Shouldn't hire them on our jobs, right? I mean, if we can't have if none of our relationships can work, then obviously our business relationships can't work, right? All the women should quit. Listening to her, right? All the judges quit. All the lawyers quit. All the architects quit. All the electricians quit. Quit. Priscilla said working with men is no good. Right? Right? Isn't that what she's saying? Working relationships are relationships, right? Let the government work with women, right? They got all kind of programs for women, right? Let the government do business with them. I mean, according to her, right? All right, let's move on. The Queen Maker is saying that relationships with men will never work. Come on over into Lesbian Heaven, and all your dreams are gonna come true, like Fantasy Island, right? The plane, boss, the plane.
When this diffusion process happens, it never reaches a state of homeostasis and continues to pull and pull and pull until the energy from this vessel is totally empty.
Now, this can happen either way. It can happen from male to female or female to male. It can happen either way. It can happen either way. Now, she is trying to say it only happens one way. No. This can happen this can go in either direction. That's why vetting is so important. That's why getting to know someone is very important before you create a sexual connection with them, because that sexual connection will open when you create a sexual connection with someone, you are going to be less likely to be have a hard line of standards that they need to measure up to before you move forward. The sexual connection with someone prematurely will rob you of your it will sound you mentally, and you're not going to be able to make the decisions and movements that you need to make to protect yourself when you just starting out trying to have a relationship with somebody. If you have sex with them too soon, you got to get to know the person. You got to see how their energy flows. Maybe their energy flows in reverse of yours. Maybe their energy flows in another direction than yours. Maybe your energy is not amplified. Maybe your energy is only amplified around them sexually. That's nice, but we need more than that than to proceed in a relationship. But see, some people, man, they proceed in relationships because they create sexual connections with people prematurely. And they think, well, I know I created this sexual connection with this person prematurely, but I think the sex is so good, everything else will work everything else out. And then it finally gets to a point where you can't work it out no more. You can't. It just can't be worked out. So then pain and failure and pain generally the result of that. But let's listen to the Queen Maker. She's going to tell us how we can win. I think we can win if we just go frolicking off into Lesbian Heaven. Wait a minute, I can't go to Lesbian Heaven. Maybe I can get an operation, and then I can go to Lesbian Heaven, right?
This is what happens in relationships, and the only people who end up in relationships are people who have voids and are looking to connect with each other. It's all
agreed. Now she did make some sense right there. So I give her that one. She did that. We all have voids. We all have voids that we're trying to fill, and we think that relationships with other people. Well, I'm going to assume she's talking about romantic relationships. So romantic relationships, we think we can fill those voids through having romantic relationships with other people. So I will give her that, but that is on both sides. That's on both sides.
Most the concept of a free radical. A free radical is basically a broken molecule that has an unpaired electron, making the molecule highly unstable. And an unstable molecule is quick to react and pair itself with another broken molecule. Relationships are founded upon codependency. And this is why people in relationships can never enjoy the actual world and life.
Aha. Here's where she's running the ground right here. Okay. So relationships are just the way two objects kind of cover around each other and how they deal with each other and the effects they have on each other, right? That's the relationships, right? But she's saying you shouldn't be in a relationship. Now watch this carefully. She's saying you shouldn't be in relationships. Relationships make things happen. When you don't care about people, you don't have relationships with people, how can things happen, right? You can't do anything unless you got to build relationships with people, right? I mean, you read almost any of your business books, they're going to tell you that relationships are very, very important, right? Here's this lady saying that relationships are not important or they founded upon codependency. I would agree with that. But is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? We all codependent. We born codependent. Women looking for men, men looking for women. We all codependent. What's the problem there? I don't see a problem at this point.
Because they are focused solely on trying to get a void filled. So they never have the time to enjoy a movie, a picnic, time together, or quality time together. Because the void.
Who's never? What are you talking about? There's a lot of people out there enjoying their lives together. What is this lady talking about, man? See, but she's talking about her own experiences, right? You talking about your own experiences. I keep pookie picking, so the pookies I pick don't never want to take me nowhere. They don't want to do nothing with me. Because I'm an independent woman. I'm independent. I ain't gonna tell you. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. You ain't gonna tell me where I'm gonna sit. You ain't gonna pull my chair out. You ain't gonna open my car door. I'm independent. Who the F wants to be with somebody like that? You ain't gonna order for me. I'll order for you. Well, that's not too bad. I've had relationships with people with this. They said, baby, let me order for you. I think you'll like this dish. So I ain't gonna say that. But I will say that who wants somebody with that attitude? You ain't gonna, right? Women like that usually are the door dashers. The door dashers, watch out, fellas. You dating somebody that does a lot of door dashing? I don't know. One of the things that you should make sure that somebody does is some utility. Relationships are built on utility. I don't know about the codependency, but that has a little bit to do with it, but mainly the utility, right? The other person has to be able to utilize something from you, right? Right? You got to be getting something from that other person, right? So we all using each other, and that's not a bad thing as long as we're willing to reciprocate the usage that we are applying. If I'm using you for this much, then I should be reciprocating that usefulness over to you. I should be reciprocating the usefulness that You giving me, I should be reciprocating that usefulness. But see, here, these are the people. That's why I say, go, Priscilla, go. Let's get these people out. Let's get them over to lesbian land so they can get a lesbians' problems. Why are people fighting Princella? I don't understand that. Everybody, the only people that should be fighting Princella is the lesbians. The lesbians are the ones that's going to be having the problems when all of these people that need therapy, that need Jesus, that need Muhammad, that need whoever, David, whoever, right? All of these people get dumped into lesbian heaven. Hey, they say on the job, 80% of your problems, 20% of your people gonna cause you 80% of your problems. I believe it's the same thing in the dating market. 20% of the women are causing 80 to 90% of the problems out there in the desert, and 10 to 20% of the men are causing 90% of the problems for the women. Right? Let's get those people out of the way, and the people that are really looking for, the people that are out there really looking for good relationships, we get these other people out the way. I don't know how we're gonna get rid of the men, but I know we can get rid of the men if we get rid of the women that are following Princella. Let Princella, she's the Pied Piper, right? Let her lead them all the way over to lesbian heaven. Once we get the people that the Pookies and the Ray Rays are praying on, they're over there in lesbian heaven. Pookie and Ray Ray gonna have to run over to lesbian heaven and try to catch up to them, right? That's gonna clear up everything over here. That's why I say I don't agree with the lying. I think she just be straight up. But I do think, hey man, the ultimate thing that she's going to make happen is going to be a good thing for men if you just sit back and let it happen. She's going to drag all of these people that need therapy and they got all these different issues that they're not addressing, right? They're just saying, hey, men are the problem, right? Men are the issue, right? Okay, if men are the issue, she's got the solution. Lesbian heaven. Okay, take them on over to lesbian heaven, right? I don't see why there's anybody have an issue with her other than the lion. What's the issue? What's the problem? She's here to do you a favor. But you're so hooked up on your ego, you don't want to let it go. You don't want to let her do it. Let her do her work. She going to make things better for you if you out here dating. She's going to make things better for you anyway, right? The kind of woman that you don't want to do business with is going to be out of here, right? Because they're going to just do business with women or the government, right? I don't know if they can do business with the government because the government got a lot of men in there. I don't know. You got to ask Princella. She can tell you. All right, let's get back to Princella. Got a little bit more.
Void takes over and becomes the center of this relationship. Partnerships, on the other hand, a partner is either of a pair of people engaged together in the same activity. There is a distinct difference between that definition and the definition of a relationship. Partners are two whole individuals engaged in the same activities together. This does not take place with a relationship. Partnerships.
No. That's not true. No. Most of the time, relationships, the difference between a partnership and a relationship is a partnership is in writing most of the time. A relationship is not in writing sometimes, most of the time. Partnership, most of the time, is in writing. Hey, I'm bringing this to the table. You bringing this to the table. This is our goal for coming together in the first place, and this is how we're going to run and operate the situation. That's a partnership, right? Relationship is pretty much the same thing, except for it's not in writing. It's just not in writing, particularly romantic relationships, right? And when something's not in writing, there's a very gaping hole in responsibility, right? There's a gaping hole here, right? I don't have to be responsible to you if all I did see in a world where lying is so regular. Your word don't. I can give my word. Excuse me. I can give my word, and go back on it. Why? Because ain't nothing going to happen. The biggest thing I got to deal with is your disappointment. But when everything's on paper, that's a whole nother commitment. That's a whole nother thing. Now I'm responsible for what if I go back on my word. Right? My word means something now. Because I'm put my name on the paper. Partnership, your name don't mean nothing. Your word don't mean nothing. That's why a lot of y'all get burnt. Because you listen to a guy's word, Pookie and Ray Ray's word, instead of listening to, doing the investigation into the character of the person, to see whether you should even be doing business with them or not, or enter into a relationship with them or not. You don't want to do that work, so you just gonna throw it off and say, well, it's just a men, period. But Lesbian Heaven, oh my God, Lesbian Heaven. Just come on over to Lesbian Heaven. There's partners everywhere, right? All right, let's continue.
Are founded upon interdependency, not codependency.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Why would you need a partner if you and the partner wasn't codependent? Why would you need each other? That's so stupid. Of course you're dependent on each other. Well, that's interdependent, Clarence. That's interdependency. What's the difference? Really, what's the difference? Well, see, interdependency, I don't need you. No, then that's dumb. Why would you partner with somebody you don't need to partner with them? Right? That's stupid. If I have a shoe company, I have a shoe and a design for a shoe, and I go to Nike with the shoe, and they really like it. They feel like they can make millions and millions of dollars off of it. I feel like I can make millions and millions of dollars off of it. But we need each other to be able to to get it done. If I could do it without Nike, why would I even take it to Nike? I just do it myself. If Nike could do it themselves, they just do it themselves. But they need me to sign off on the what do you call that? The likeness of the shoe. They need me to sign off on it. That's gonna cost them some money. They know that already. There go to LeBrons. There go to Kobe's. There go to Jordans. Right? But Claire, you don't understand. She talking about romantic relationships. Oh, okay, romantic relationships. Why would you get into a romantic relationship with anyone if it wasn't codependent? Why? And we can use all of this semantics. Codependent, interdependent. What? What does that mean? What's the difference? Why would you connect to anyone that didn't have the same goal as you? They're not looking to connect to another person. Okay, that's cool. Don't even connect to other people then. Don't tell them up front, hey, I don't connect to people. Okay, so let the person that you tell that to decide whether they want to waste their time with you or not. Right? Someone tell you up front, hey, I don't want to connect with you. I just want to be a partner with you when we having sex. Let the person decide. Maybe they might say, yeah, okay, cool. That makes sense to me. That'll work. Or they might say, I ain't looking for that. I've been through that already. I ain't looking for that no more. With a lot of women usually get to around maybe 28 or 29. They start saying, this whole partnership thing ain't working out for me. Right? Maybe I need to try Lesbian Heaven, right? Maybe I can find a good partner over in Lesbian Heaven, right? All right, y'all, let's continue, man. A little bit more for the Queen Maker. She's your queen to be.
In order to enter a state of interdependence, you have to first get to a place of being totally independent.
Who is totally independent? Which one of us is totally independent? Ain't none of us totally independent. We could strive for total independence, but a person that's totally independent live out in the woods somewhere, right? They don't wear clothes. They hunt their own food, right? That's a totally independent person. They're not going to use. They're not going to use public, plumbing. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to use, in-house plumbing. They're going to use electricity, right? A totally independent person is going to have a piece of land. They're going to have a little shed. They have a little outhouse out there, right? That's total independence. And then you go have, I guess they're going to have some chickens out there. They got a cow or two, right? Right? But see, man, these people, man, when they talking, man, they playing games with these people, man. They playing games with the people and telling them a bunch of stuff, man. Now I see, man, you trying to get them over to lesbian heaven. Just make a sign saying lesbian heaven is the bomb. There's some women that's going to go over there anyway. You ain't got to beat up on men. Or you ain't got to beat up on women that try to have relationships with men. You ain't got to beat up on them. You can just say, hey, look, lesbian heaven is the bomb. There's some women that just going to go just because of that. But, I think all of these lies have to go forth to promote that, right? All of these lies have to go forth to promote that.
Being able to fulfill your own needs and become a whole version of your authentic self. The problem with relationships between men and women is that men never become whole individuals.
That's the problem with relationships between men and women, is that men never become whole individuals. Now she's right about that, but I don't think that's the problem. That's not the problem, because men are always going to have that hole that needs to. It's always can be filled. It's always can be done. We always can do more. We can always do more. We try to do more to take care of our family. We always can reach more and do more, right? So yeah, that is never going to be. We're never going to be satisfied with. Oh well, I've done everything I can do. You know what I mean? Not most men are not like that. Most men will be like, man, maybe I can do this for them. Maybe I can do this nice thing. Maybe I can push it further. Maybe I can put them in a better situation than even I got them in right now, right? But that's the problem, right? No, the problem is you. Maybe it's you. Maybe you keep picking pookies. Maybe you keep picking pookies. But hey, we don't want to acknowledge that, right? Princella, you are welcome to come and talk to me at any point. Oh, Clarence, you didn't see, if you talk to her, she'll tear you apart. Really? I'm shaking in my boots. I'm shaking in my boots. Princella has always had an open invitation, and I know she's seen some of my videos. But you're welcome to, we could debate the facts. Now, do I want something bad to happen to me? Of course not. I don't want nothing bad to happen to the sister, man. This is somebody's mother. I don't want to have somebody's daughter, man. I wouldn't want to have, I didn't wish something bad on her just because I don't agree with her. Come on, black people, we got to get out of that. We can disagree without, I hate you, I'm going to go run you down, and I'm going to go find you, I'm going to pull up. Come on, black people, we got to do better than that. I just disagree with her on the line. I agree with her. She's going to scoop up all the bad apples, take them and drop them off over in lesbian heaven. Have at it. Lots of luck. Man, I'm trying to tell as many men as I can, stay out of her way. Let her do this work. She's going to make things better for you, all of us. Because she's going to take those people that actually think like that and drop them off over there. The lesbians are the ones that's going to really start hunting her down, right? They're going to be like, wait a minute. You ain't telling these people get no counseling. You ain't telling them to get no therapy. You ain't telling them to get, try to get a religious discipline or some other kind of discipline to help them deal with life. And they got all this trauma going on. They keep choosing bad people. Well, they keep choosing bad men because they've been choosing men. Now you're going to take them over to lesbian heaven, and guess what? They're going to choose bad women over there. That's why I understand why you keep saying, You keep saying lesbian heaven is the answer to all their problems, but when they get over to lesbian heaven, then what's gonna be the excuse? What's gonna be the excuse when they get over to lesbian heaven and they picking lesbian pookies? Then what? Because if they're picking pookies over here, they're gonna be. This is the problem with the passport bros. If you picking bad women in America and you say I'm gonna fly over here to another country, you're just gonna pick bad women over there. You gotta. It's some sucker stuff going on in you, and you gotta get yourself straight, right? So I'm not here. I'm not against Princella. Per se, I'm against the lies. I'm against the stuff that she says that's not true, right? Some of it, because she says some truth and she mixes it with the falsehood, and that's where we got to separate. I got to separate the wheat from the chaff, right? Otherwise, what can you say? What can we say, right? All right, but man, I'm very much for Princella doing her work and being successful and removing all of these women that think like she thinks. Man, let's get them out of the way, man. Let's get them over to lesbian heaven, man, so we can get rid of them. So therefore, they can go over there and give all the lesbians all the problems, and then that'll be that, man. They can go over there but now, I'm sorry, lesbians. I mean, nothing against you, but the Queen Maker is gonna make it either us or y'all, so it's got to be y'all, right? All right, y'all. Let's move on. Let's finish up.
Their nature is codependent. This is the reason why men are afraid and do not like women who are independent. Because women who are independent do not have needs. And the only
No, that's not why men don't like women that are independent. No. That's not why men don't like women that are independent. Men don't like women that's independent typically. And it's not that they don't like independent women. What they don't like is the attitude of independent women most of the time. It's not that they don't like independent women. Men don't care if you have your own job and your own money and all that stuff. Most men. They really don't care. But it's the attitude that comes with that. I don't need you. I don't need you. I don't need you. See, all of like that. Who wants to be with somebody like that? Really? I don't even think the lesbians going to want to be with you like that. I don't even think they're going to really want to put up with that. I don't need you. Yeah. What? Who wants it? But that's typically the independent woman's mentality, right? Hey, independent women usually have something to prove. They're cowboys, right? They got something to prove. I'm smart too. I went to school. I got a degree too. Right? They usually got something to prove, right? So when you talking to them and you trying to just sit down and get to know them, they oh yeah, I did all this. They think independent women usually think like men. And men don't want to be with other men, right? So when you're sitting down with an independent woman, a lot of times, instead of saying, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that, or letting the conversation be like one at a time, where the man tells his accomplishment, because usually men want to brag on their accomplishments, right? I did this, I did that, right? But a lot of times what a woman would do, not a woman, an independent woman, what she would do is she would think she's in a direct competition. Well, yeah, I did that too. I got my degree. I got a master's. Right? She'll think she's in a competition. She got this big chip on her shoulder all the time, right? So she thinks she's in a competition with the man. Instead of letting the man say what he does, maybe I'll be able to tell you about that, and then getting the man more interested in you as a person, as opposed to competing with him, saying, damn, she ain't even let me say everything I got to say. She already competing with me. That's usually the issue with independent women. Oh, no, Clarence, you're just scared. See, men are just scared because independent women, men are afraid of them. No, they're not. They're really not. The average man ain't afraid. The average man with his own job, his own place, his own transportation, why would he be scared of a woman? You're just a woman. Maybe you got a degree. Maybe you got a master's. Maybe you got a doctorate. So what? At the end of the day, you just a woman. I'm just a man, right? Either we attracted to each other or we not. Either we compatible or we not. At the end of the day, but your attitude gonna play a big part in it, man. Because men see, you think it's supposed to be like this. Destiny Child and TLC did y'all such a wrong thing where they told y'all that being a flaming lunatic as a female, that men was supposed to just fall at your feet. Right? Men are just supposed to fall at your feet and just keep on falling at your feet. They didn't tell you the whole story. That is going to be for a time. After that time is over, your competition is coming. And it's always another 18-year-old coming to boop, bump you with that attitude. But if you make the man fall in love with you as a person, anybody could come. But that man would drop anything to make sure you stay on that hill. That's what that man will do. You the one that's gonna be out there trying to, with the whole, I got a car like that too. I got a Maserati. I got a this in the driveway. I got that. I got this kind of job. I got that kind of job. Men are not interested in your accomplishments like that. Men are not. I know women are in men, but men are not interested like that in a woman's your accomplishments in the beginning, right? In the beginning, they want to know, hey, are you the type of person that I could build something around? We can migrate together into a situation where it's going to be profitable for both of us. That's what they mostly interested in. And then, of course, your physical appearance plays a huge part in that too. But it should be the character as well, right? Character should play a big part in that. Men are not, listen, women, they've been telling y'all the wrong thing, right? Destiny Child and TLC, they told y'all that, all my ladies, independent women, right? And they told you that, and they said, oh, well, men that don't want to be with independent women, they scared of them. They don't want to be bothered with somebody who's competing with them because they already got to go out and compete with other men. You're presenting yourself as a man to them. And you don't even know it, right? Because you got people like this telling you, oh, no, so you need to be an independent woman. Yeah, you should be independent. In theory, yeah, you should be independent. You should have your own everything. But when it comes to how you relate to a man, you should relate to a man not competing with the man, but allowing the man to see the gifts that you bring into the table, when the time is right. But if every time the man say, yeah, I did this, oh, I did that too. Well, I did this, I did that too. You just competing with that. To men, that looks like competition, and men don't want to compete outside of the workplace. They really don't. They want everything to come to them. After the workplace, they want everything to come to them. They want women to come to them. They want good investments to come to them. They want everything to come to them. They'll go with the easiest path, the path of least resistance in most cases. Right? All right. All right, let's see a little bit more of she's your queen to be.
The only way that a man can have a relationship with a woman is if she needs him. Men want to feel needed.
I agree. Now that I agree with. And that's not the only way you can have a relationship with a man is if you need him. But the best way to have a relationship with a man is to have the desire for him. Not necessarily need, but need something. It's got to be some utility there. Because relationships are not built on codependency alone. They're built on codependency, maybe. I'll throw that in there. But utility is the main factor. How is this person, how is this person's energy going to help me? How is my energy going to help her? Right? It's the utility. That's the number one thing. But hey, I challenge Princella or any of her lackeys to come here and prove me wrong. Let's talk about it. I don't have no issue or nothing like that. I don't want to, I'm not no hater because I think Princella is doing a good work. Really, I don't like the way she's doing it, but to take the people if she's taking people that think like her out of the mix, then let her take them out of the mix. Clarence, you crazy. Clarence, you crazy. No, let her take these people out of the mix. That way we ain't got to deal with them, right? Relationships with men never work. Okay, cool. All you women that work with men, quit. Quit today. Go quit. According to Priscilla, you should quit. Go work for the government. Go work and start a business with the government. Because you shouldn't be working with no men. Because that's a working relationship, right? All right.
So relationships with men never get to a place of interdependence. They remain in codependent forms. The evidence is everywhere. Everywhere.
The evidence of what? The pookie picking? Yeah, the evidence of pookie picking is everywhere. We got women like you out here. Yeah. the pookie picking is rampant. The pookie picking is rampant. The pookie picking is rampant. Rampant. And then you got people like this, man, that they telling you, oh yeah, it's not no. It's not pookie picking. I'm not picking pookie. You are picking pookies. You the one that's you said clearly that you picking pookies.
Everywhere. If you have not listened to the 41 Shades of Men, it is on Audible and Apple Books. 5-star reviews. The game, 41 Shades of Men, the pursuit to subdue and use you. Codependent.
What they really need to change this to is the Pookie Picker's Handbook. That's what it is. This is the Pookie Picker's Handbook. Really? That's what they need to change the name of the book to. The Pookie Picker's Handbook. Right? How to get picked by Pookies, how to pick Pookies, and this is what the Pookies are looking for. The Pookies I picked, these are the Pookies I picked, and the people like me have picked, and this is what you should look out for when you're picking Pookies. Right? All right, y'all, let's wrap it up. I think once again, the Queen Maker has done it again. I think that she's smart, unfortunately, man, she does what I don't think she has to. She does it anyway. She tells a lot of lies. And unfortunately, we have to clear that up, man. But I think that she's wrong on the relationships with men will never work. But I say if a woman feels that way, quit. Quit your job, right? You must work around some men. Quit. Quit until you work around nothing but women. I say if relationships with men ain't never going to work, then hey, quit. Matter of fact, I say go over to Lesbian Heaven. Rah, Lesbian Heaven. Go, Priscilla, go. And we get enough of these bad apples over in the Lesbian Heaven, man. We can clear the deck for men that are serious about getting in relationships and starting families. Women that are serious about having relationships and starting families. We can clear the scuttle buckets out of the way, right? But y'all tell me what y'all think. Like I said, Priscilla is more than welcome to come over here and debate me on anything. Not even debate me, discuss it. Because we don't have to debate the facts. We can just discuss it. We can just discuss and have an open discussion. More than welcome anytime. Or Charleston White. Or Charleston. Or Tony Gaskins. Or any of those guys. Y'all more than welcome to come over here and talk to me. I've invited all of them over here. I still haven't heard back from any of them, right? Why? Because they don't want to get lambasted. They're not going to come over here and I would take them apart literally piece by piece, right? But I don't think they're bad people in general. I just think that they, Charleston is another story. But the other two, I don't think they're bad people. I just think they're just, they pushing their program. But hey, man, that's just me. This is all my opinion. What do y'all think? Y'all let me know.